What if I told you that one of the most viral rap songs of the decade wasn't famous because it was good? What if I told you it went viral because the artist was on the run for murder? And what if I told you that the song was recorded while he was actively being hunted by US Marshals? Tonight on Crime Line, this is the true story of a teenage rapper who chased fame, robbed strangers, mocked the law, and accidentally documented his own downfall in real time. This isn't a story about music. This is a story about ego, violence, and how the internet turned a fugitive into a star. Stay with me, because the ending of this case is as disturbing as it is unbelievable. In 2016, in the state of Texas, a 16-year-old kid who went by the name TK was trying to make it as a rapper. Like thousands of other teenagers, TK uploaded his music to SoundCloud and YouTube, chasing views, chasing clout, chasing relevance. He wasn't famous. Not yet, but he was starting to build a small following. People in his circle knew him as a rapper. But that wasn't how he actually made money. Behind the music, TK and his friends were doing something far more dangerous. They were robbing people. No jobs, no school. Just music and crime. To TK, it wasn't even seen as criminal. It was just hustling. Until one robbery changed everything. In early 2016, one of the girls in TK's circle came up with a plan. She had a boyfriend named Zachary, and according to her, Zachary had money, drugs, valuables. She didn't want to break up with him. She wanted to rob him. The plan was simple. She and two other girls would go to Zachary's apartment first. They'd make him comfortable, lower his guard. Then TK and three other guys would show up, masked and armed. The girls would unlock the door. In and out. Quick money. No one gets hurt. At least, that was the plan. The night of the robbery, everything starts off exactly as planned. Masks on, door unlocked, guns drawn. Zachary complies immediately. But there's a problem. He's not alone. Inside the apartment are two other people, his roommate and the roommate's girlfriend. Now, the situation is unstable. The crew searches the apartment. Drawers, closets, rooms, but there's no stash, no money, no drugs. Just panic. That's when one of TK's friends raises a gun and fires. The bullet hits Zachary's roommate in the stomach. He collapses. He dies. Another gunshot rings out. Zachary is hit in the shoulder, but survives. In seconds, the robbery becomes a homicide, and everyone knows it. They run. One pull of a trigger just turned a teenage rapper into a murder suspect. But somehow, this is only the beginning. Police move fast. Witnesses talk. Phones are checked. Names come up. TK and everyone involved are arrested. All of them are charged in connection with the murder. But here's where things take a turn no one expects. TK is released from jail while awaiting trial. He's placed on house arrest, an ankle monitor strapped to his leg. Confined to his home, most people would lay low. TK did the opposite. Months pass. TK gets restless. He's stuck inside. No freedom. No excitement. So he makes a decision that will destroy whatever chance he had left. He goes on Twitter and types for words, "Fudge this house arrest." Then he does the unthinkable. He cuts off his ankle monitor and disappears. Now, he's no longer just a suspect. He's a fugitive. TK meets up with another teenager named Jalen is also on house arrest, and he does the same thing. Cuts the monitor, goes on the run. Two fugitives, no money, no plan. So they go back to what they know, robbery. They drive 3 hours to San Antonio, looking for a target. And that's when they find him. A photographer named Mark. Mark advertises his photography on Instagram. TK and Jalen message him, pretending they want a photo shoot. Mark agrees. When he gets into their car, everything changes. Guns come out. Mark is robbed, pistol whipped. Thrown from the vehicle, they try to run him over. Desperate, Mark jumps onto the hood of the car, trying to stop them. That's when TK leans out the window and pulls the trigger. Mark dies in the street. A robbery, a murder, captured only in memory. And now TK is responsible for 2 deaths, 2 murders, a teenage fugitive. And somehow, this is where the fame begins. TK and Jalen flee again. Texas to New Jersey, they hide out with friends. And instead of disappearing, TK starts making music. Again. He records a song called The Race. It's about being on the run, dodging police, outrunning the law. He even records a music video. In one scene, he stands next to a wanted poster of himself. It's not subtle, it's a confession disguised as art. The song drops, and something insane happens. It explodes. Millions of views, shares, reposts. Fans stop TK on the street, asking for photos, while the US Marshals are actively hunting him. He tweets, "The feds can't hold me back," and links the video. Minutes later, they do. US Marshals track him down in New Jersey. Door kicked in, guns drawn. TK is arrested. Jalen is arrested. And as TK sits in jail, The Race goes platinum, hundreds of millions of views. Charting on Billboard, a murderer becomes internet famous. In 2019, TK goes on trial for the first murder. He's convicted. 55 years in prison. Later, in 2025, he's tried for Mark's murder. 80 more years. A total sentence that ensures he will never be free again. Jalen receives 30 years. The fame fades. The music stops. Reality sets in. This case isn't about rap. It's about how ego, violence, and the internet collided in the worst way possible. A teenager chased clout and documented his own destruction, and while millions watched, 2 innocent people lost their lives. This is Crime Line. And this is why some stories should never be celebrated.